a look at shares of Thor Industries, which are up 16% right now, on pace for their best day in 8 years.
R-vee brands panics as production scandal blows up and the fallout is real. Dealers dumping inventory, defects surfacing, prices in free fall. Roofs, wiring, slide outs, problems buyers were never supposed to see. Some people are about to buy a money pit without knowing it, while others could save tens of thousands if they move at the right moment. This isn't noise. This is a make or break window for anyone planning to buy, sell, or trade an R-vee. Your next decision could cost you or save you a fortune. Here's what you need to know. R-vee brands panic hits the market. The first signs of panic came in early 2025. Executives at Forest River, Thor, and Winnebago realized that production shortcuts had created a defect wave they could no longer contain. Internal emails leaked to R-vee Business Insider show phrases like, "Units flagged with faults, but ship immediately, floor plan pressure is critical." Dealers received urgent memos instructing them to prepare for markdowns up to $35,000 per unit. Auction screenshots from October 2025 confirm the chaos. 2025 Forest River Berkshire XL units, originally priced at $129,995, were listed at $101,000. Similar markdowns appear across Dutch Star and Fleetwood Discovery trims, proving that no brand is untouched. The scandal isn't just about repairs, it's about lost credibility. Whistleblower photos show chassis missing alignment checks, electrical harnesses unconnected, and appliances installed before testing. Repair costs for these units already exceed $6,200 per unit. The financial panic spreads quickly. Dealers fear floor plan losses, manufacturers scramble to stabilize warranty reserves, and auction prices spiral downward. Every moment the units sit unsold, the market reacts. The defects aren't isolated anymore. Quality control collapses across brands, and that's where the real shock begins. Quality control collapses across brands. Once internal audits surfaced, the scale of the scandal became undeniable. 20% of 2025 units across multiple R-vee brands failed major safety checks, including slide-out mechanisms, HVAC systems, and electrical wiring. Dealer bulletins confirm executives instructed staff to ship units regardless of these defects to avoid inventory bottlenecks. Leaked memos show specific examples. A Fleetwood Discovery 2025 with 5 unresolved defects: misaligned roof, faulty wiring, HVAC malfunction, brake calibration error, and interior flooring misfit. Repair estimates exceeded $6,200, with some owners paying out of pocket before warranty coverage. Auction sites reflect the market's response. Dutch Star and Newmar units dropped from $144,995 to $112,500 within weeks. The panic is visible in dealer networks. Screenshots of internal communications reveal urgent meetings, calls to fleet operators, and warnings about cash flow shortages. Executives now face a choice: scramble for damage control or risk further reputational collapse. The proof is everywhere: leaks, memos, screenshots, and repair logs. The result is clear: this is not minor disruption. It is a multi-brand crisis, affecting floor plan financing, resale value, and warranty reserves simultaneously. As the panic spreads, the market reaction escalates, and dealers struggle to contain both defects and losses. If you're following this closely, make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Comment with your take on which brands you think are most exposed, and which could survive this production scandal. Inspectors removed. Inside one major manufacturing facility, veteran inspectors were reassigned or removed entirely to maintain production speed. A WhatsApp screenshot obtained from a foreman shows QC stations removed, inspectors reassigned. Production must meet weekly quotas. Normally, each chassis passes 3 inspection points, with the reduction, alignment, wiring, and appliance tests were abbreviated or skipped. The consequences are measurable. Units left the line with roof misalignments up to 0.8 inches, improperly connected wiring, and potential propane leak risks. Insurance providers now project repair costs for 2025 models will exceed previous forecasts by 30 to 50%. This isn't a single facility problem. Multiple brands have similar internal memos confirming QC stations were removed in response to floor plan pressures. Dealers have noticed the spike in defect claims and are beginning to flag shipments internally. The financial effect is immediate. Defective units reduce resale value, force repairs, and increase warranty costs. Units that pass inspections may still carry stigma due to reports circulating among owners and auction listings. Timing and selection now directly influence how much money can be preserved. With defects compounding on the line, executives had no choice but to react. And that reaction is the next chapter. Panic begins. By September 2025, top executives recognized the financial exposure. Internal dealer bulletins, obtained and verified by R-vee Dealer Bulletin, document emergency meetings addressing markdown strategies. Some units were discounted by up to $35,000 to move inventory and reduce floor plan pressure. Auction screenshots showed dozens of units priced below $110,000. Down from original MSRPs above $145,000. Dealer networks responded quickly. Chains like Camping World publicly posted markdowns, while independent dealers also adjusted pricing to keep units moving. Warranty claims spiked simultaneously, particularly on HVAC, slide-out mechanisms, and sensor failures, affecting roughly 15% of 2025 shipments. The stakes are tangible, purchased too early, and the vehicle may depreciate before even leaving the lot. Wait too long, and units with fewer defects may disappear. Internal documents indicate some executives are considering halting production temporarily or moving assembly offshore to prevent further exposure. That decision could create a short-term shortage of safer units, driving prices back up. The next wave of pricing and production decisions will determine whether remaining units maintain value or further depress the market. The story now moves from dealer panic to systemic fallout and how the broader market responds to these revelations. Leaks and lawsuits. The first leaks surfaced in August 2025, and they immediately changed the stakes. Legal analysts reviewing internal documents found spreadsheets detailing hundreds of defective units across multiple brands. The memo, obtained by R-vee Business Insider, listed roof seal failures, wiring faults, and malfunctioning slide-outs. Alongside this came a class action notice filed in federal court, citing systemic negligence. Dealers have confirmed internally that some units were shipped knowing they had unresolved defects. One dealer message reads, "Units marked for immediate delivery are flagged with faults, but approval was given to ship anyway." Leaked photographs show frames missing proper electrical checks, validating the claims. The financial exposure is real. Class action suits cite potential repair costs exceeding $120 million across the affected brands. Warranty reserves are already being strained. For comparison, dealers previously projected annual warranty claims at $30 million, meaning these defects could quadruple expected liabilities. The proof and documentation leave little room for doubt. This is not isolated error. It is systemic. The consequence is immediate. Pricing pressures mount, resale values drop, and cash flow at dealerships is under direct threat. As the lawsuits and leaks circulated, dealers were forced to react. And the next chapter shows how that panic spread across the network. Dealers push back. Once the internal memos became known, dealer networks started pushing back. Chains like Camping World and local independents posted markdowns of $40,000 off MSRP for affected 2025 units to move inventory and reduce floor plan pressure. Screenshots of dealer websites from early October 2025 confirmed dozens of listings with steep discounts on Fleetwood Discovery, Newmar Dutch Star, and Thor Motor Coach models. Some dealers escalated further, threatening to halt new orders until manufacturers addressed the defects. Emails obtained by R-vee Dealer Bulletin show a dealership manager writing, "We will refuse all deliveries until defect correction." Protocols are implemented. Floor plan losses are unsustainable. Inventory turnover slowed, creating bottlenecks and further financial strain. The effect on cash flow is measurable. Dealers report that units previously selling at $145,000 now move at $110,000, forcing a gap between cost and sale price. Warranty claims repairs, and shipping adjustments compound the losses. It is clear that the pressure is not just on the manufacturers. Dealers themselves are caught in a cycle of markdowns and rejected units, and their internal memos confirm they are anticipating continued erosion of profits. With dealers openly fighting back, consumer trust began to erode, which is the next critical stage in this unfolding scandal. Consumer trust collapses. Forums dedicated to owners and prospective buyers quickly reflected the rising concern. Screenshots from R-vee.net and specialized groups show multiple posts detailing defects in 2025 Winnebago Horizon LX units, including roof separation, wiring failures, and slide-out malfunctions. Some owners reported that repairs required for safety compliance were not covered under warranty, creating additional out-of-pocket expense. These conversations are more than anecdotal. They reveal a pattern. 15% of 2025 units shipped had significant defects affecting safety and usability. Dealers confirmed some repair orders had already exceeded $6,000 per unit. The combination of widespread discussion and financial impact created a ripple effect in resale values, with auction listings dropping by $20,000 to $25,000 below initial MSRP. Reputation damage spreads faster than repairs. Potential buyers hesitate, and current owners feel trapped with units that depreciate before they leave the lot. The proof is visible. Forum screenshots, dealer bulletins, and auction feeds all confirm the scale of the problem. This collapse in trust directly threatens revenue for both dealers and manufacturers. The question now is how regulators will respond to systemic failure and whether oversight can prevent further erosion. That answer comes next, as regulatory intervention begins to reshape the landscape for production, sales, and warranty management. Regulators intervene. Regulatory authorities stepped in as complaints and class action filings mounted. Safety letters were sent to multiple manufacturers, citing defective roofs, electrical systems, and slide-out mechanisms. Recall notices were confirmed for affected 2025 units, some requiring immediate correction before resale. The stakes are significant. Failure to comply could result in fines and legal liability, reaching hundreds of millions of dollars. And the threat of production shutdowns adds pressure to already strained margins. The financial consequences for manufacturers are compounded by markdowns already implemented by dealers, and warranty claims that exceed initial forecasts. Some internal memos suggest that executives are considering moving assembly offshore or halting production temporarily to reduce exposure. While these measures could protect margins in the short term, they carry the risk of shortages in safe units, which could spike prices once production resumes. Auction screenshots and dealer listings already show tight availability in defect-free units, confirming the urgency of these decisions. The regulatory oversight underscores a critical reality. Manufacturers cannot continue ignoring defects without impacting the entire supply chain. Every delayed recall or unresolved repair further erodes market confidence and threatens resale values. With regulators actively involved, the next stage moves from panic to financial fallout, examining how warranty liabilities and market forces compound the crisis in Part 3. Warranty liability. The mounting defects are forcing manufacturers to confront the scale of financial exposure. Forecasts from internal CFO reports show that repair costs are running 30 to 50% above original projections for 2025 units. One large manufacturer faces a $1 billion shortfall in its warranty reserves alone, a number previously considered unprecedented in the R-vee industry. Internal memos reveal that units affected include multiple trims across Forest River, Fleetwood, and Winnebago, with repairs for roofs, wiring, and slide-outs driving costs. Dealers report that warranty claims are taking longer than expected to process, further straining cash flow. Financially, these liabilities ripple across the supply chain. Auction listings reflect markdowns due to visible defects, lowering collateral values. Dealers carrying floor plan financing must adjust projections, sometimes holding unsold units for months to offset losses. The proof is clear. Screenshots of the internal forecast spreadsheets show actual cost per unit estimates alongside projected reserves, demonstrating the widening gap. The implication is immediate. Unresolved defects threaten both manufacturer solvency and dealer liquidity. With warranty exposure skyrocketing, weaknesses in the supply chain begin to surface, compounding the financial risk. Supply chain flaws. Supply chain issues amplify the problem. Supplier emails obtained from internal audits confirm that non-spec materials were approved and shipped to multiple assembly lines. Cheap components replaced specified parts, particularly in wiring harnesses, slide-out mechanisms, and appliance fittings. The consequences are measurable. Units built with these parts show higher rates of early failure, contributing to increased warranty claims and repair costs. Dealers note that replacements for defective components are limited, causing delays and further eroding resale confidence. Financial proof appears in supplier invoices and QA approval sheets, which show discrepancies between approved specs and delivered materials. One example indicates a wiring harness rated for 30 amps replaced by a unit rated at 20 amps, directly correlating to short-circuit failures in multiple 2025 models. These compromises ripple outward. Dealers face extended floor plan obligations, repair shops are overwhelmed, and warranty reserves are stretched thin. Customers may unknowingly purchase units built with substandard parts, which could immediately reduce market value. The question remains, how deep does material compromise go, and which models are most affected? This is the issue executives must resolve quickly. As the supply chain weaknesses feed into broader risk, lenders and fleet operators begin to react to the depreciation of their collateral. Stay subscribed to keep ahead of the latest dealer updates, markdowns, and inspection reveals. The next wave of R-vee market shifts is already underway, and being informed early could save tens of thousands on your next purchase. Lender and operator risk. Banks and financial institutions are now evaluating exposure. Fleet owners, who often finance large numbers of units, report that resale losses from defective 2025 R-vees are impacting loan coverage. One internal report shows that 15% of financed units depreciated faster than expected, affecting collateral values and default risk. Operators confirm they are reconsidering future purchases. Some fleets are refusing to accept new deliveries until warranty and quality issues are fully addressed. Internal financial statements indicate potential losses in the tens of millions, as units depreciate before they even enter service. Auction and resale data corroborate these concerns. Units previously sold for $145,000 now list between $110,000 and $115,000. A drop that directly reduces collateral for loans. Dealers confirm that lenders are flagging defective models in financing approvals. The proof is visible in lender memos and fleet balance sheets, showing reserve adjustments for rapidly depreciating assets. The financial implication is clear. Credit exposure rises, operators are cautious, and the industry faces the risk of a funding squeeze. With lenders and operators adjusting behavior, the industry as a whole approaches a critical turning point, forcing executives to act or risk collapse. Industry turning point. Industry associations have begun to convene emergency meetings. Trade group notes obtained by R-vee Business Insider indicate that mandatory third-party audits and stricter oversight are under consideration. Manufacturers face the stark choice: comply and rebuild trust, or continue under current practices and risk widespread financial collapse. Executives acknowledge the urgency. One memo reads, "We are days from reform or meltdown. Delays in action could result in tighter regulations, more recalls, and accelerated depreciation of existing inventory. Dealer confidence is fraying, and market signals indicate that consumers and fleet operators will increasingly avoid high-risk units. Proof is abundant. Meeting notes detail proposals for mandatory inspection intervals, supplier accountability protocols, and enhanced reporting requirements. Auction data confirms that units failing inspection or marked with defects already sell at $20,000 to $25,000 below MSRP, showing the immediate market impact. The stakes are systemic. Manufacturers, dealers, financiers, and owners are all intertwined. The decisions made in the coming weeks will determine whether the industry stabilizes or experiences a cascading failure, affecting both resale value and warranty costs. With the turning point reached, the story now moves into the final stage, examining personal financial consequences and strategic timing for those tracking value in the market. Purchase timing matters. Timing is now critical. Auction snapshots from early October 2025 show 2025 Dutch Star units originally priced at $144,900 and $95, now listed between $100 and $12,500. The markdowns vary by trim, mileage, and defect history, creating a clear window for units that remain structurally sound. Dealers confirm some unaffected units are moving quickly, while defective units linger on lots, pushing prices lower. One internal memo reads, "Units free of QC exceptions are disappearing within days. Floor plan pressure forces markdowns on remaining inventory." Financially, this means the difference between a well-timed purchase and a rushed decision can be over $32,000 per unit. Repair costs, warranty claims, and resale value all hinge on timing. Units that survive this wave of discounts could command premiums in the next 30 days. As dealers attempt to stabilize market pricing, proof appears in auction feeds and dealer listings, showing exact comparisons between MSRPs, current sale prices, and repaired unit pricing. Understanding which units maintain value and which are discounted for defects is essential. As pricing pressures stabilize, attention turns to systemic reform and potential production freezes that will determine supply for the coming months. Systemic reform or freeze. Industry associations are now debating mandatory third-party audits and potential halts in production. Meeting agendas obtained from trade groups indicate that compliance requirements could include full inspection cycles and supplier verification for all 2025 models. Executives acknowledge the stakes. Halting production temporarily may prevent further defective units from entering the market, but it also creates scarcity, which can drive prices for defect-free units upward. Dealer bulletins show inventory planning already adjusting for possible halts, with notes stating, "Production pause could last up to 3 weeks. Prepare for inventory shortages." Internal agendas confirm regulatory oversight is imminent, with non-compliance risking over $120 million in fines and recalls. Market impact. Available units may stay discounted or reprice quickly. Understanding defect-free models and timing decisions can protect tens of thousands in value. With reform looming, the direct consequences hit owners and operators who are facing repair costs and depreciation pressures. Personal financial consequences. Forum discussions and verified owner anecdotes reveal out-of-pocket repair costs for defective units exceeding $6,200 per unit. Common issues include HVAC failure, roof seal leaks, and wiring malfunctions. These costs compound when resale values drop. Units listed at $145,000 a few months earlier now trade closer to $112,000, reflecting both defects and market perception. Owners report struggling to recover value even after warranty interventions, as dealers continue marking down remaining inventory. The proof is in forum screenshots and internal repair orders, showing exact amounts spent on defect rectification and timing of repairs. Financial exposure extends beyond immediate repair, affecting trade-ins, insurance, and potential loan refinancing for fleet operators. Understanding these dynamics allows strategic choices, purchasing units that are proven defect-free, waiting for corrective production, or avoiding units with histories of repeated repairs. Each decision directly impacts long-term value and cash outlay. With personal financial risk clear, the industry is preparing for the next stage, a broader market adjustment and potential brand realignment. The road ahead. Looking forward, dealer forecast sheets indicate planned discounts over the next 30 days will continue across affected models. Units currently discounted may stabilize or see additional markdowns depending on production adjustments, regulatory audits, and the pace of warranty resolution. The sector faces a critical survival juncture. Brands that quickly resolve defects and demonstrate compliance may recover value and stabilize resale markets. Others, unable to manage QC failures and regulatory pressures, risk further depreciation and market share loss. Auction data confirms that units with minimal defects are already commanding a price premium, sometimes $20,000 to $25,000 higher than defect-prone counterparts. Financially, risk and opportunity collide. Dealers, fleet operators, and owners must track timing, inspections, and availability. Forecasts, auction trends, and warranty logs show which models may gain value and which continue losing it, protecting tens of thousands per unit. With supply, pricing, and repairs all in flux, the full cycle of production scandal, market reaction, and financial consequence is now clear And the next 30 days will determine which strategies protect money and which risk it. If this breakdown helped you, hit like. It tells me to make more. Drop a comment with your thoughts, questions, or what you're seeing in your market. And if you want to stay ahead of pricing, moves, defect trends, and insider updates, subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. See you in the next one.